This is a very informal introduction to the ASUS ExpertBook B9 450. From this point onwards, I'm going to call it the B9. Now, if you take a look over here, it's only 870 grams officially. This makes it the world's lightest business laptop with a 14-inch display. Now, considering that it is so light, it upsets a lot of notions that people have about such thin and light laptops. Number one, people think that thin and light laptops are fragile, but this is not. It is made of a very strong and light metal alloy called magnesium lithium. Magnesium lithium is difficult to work with, but our engineers have managed to successfully computer mill them to make the chassis of this laptop. Magnesium lithium is also much stronger than magnesium aluminum or aluminum alloy, which is used to make other laptops. So this laptop, although it's thin and light, has military standard 810G certification for its strength for some reasons. First, of course, I already mentioned the strong and light material. Second, if you look at the hinges of this laptop, which have to endure thousands of times of closing over its life, the hinges are actually larger than that of similarly sized laptops, and they are reinforced. They are screwed down with screws that are larger than, again, laptops of similar size. And if you take a look at the I/O brackets, which have to endure the plugging and unplugging of a lot of devices over the lifetime of the laptop, they are also braced with rather thick stainless steel brackets, so they can withstand the insertion and extraction of devices. And over here, if you look at the motherboard, there are rubber feet all over the motherboard. This helps with the motherboard being able to withstand shocks if the laptop is dropped or accidentally knocked. So all these, the lightweight yet strong material, the reinforced hinges, the reinforced I/O ports, the rubber feet on the motherboard, enable it to be one of the strongest laptops, although it is so light. And it's able to pass military standard 810G certification. Another common misunderstanding of people when you mention thin and light laptops is that they tend to be very weak because, since they are so thin, their components must be weak. But no, again, this is not the case. This laptop contains 10th generation Core i7 CPU, and very rare for a thin and light laptop, it contains 2 M.2 SSD slots. So, just because it is thin and light doesn't mean that it is weak. It's also got a lot of components. And cooling the components is this fan, which is a redesigned fan from the last generation. The last generation B9 440 has a similar fan to this, but this is 25% smaller, yet it's able to achieve the same cooling airflow volume, because if you look at the angle, the vanes have been angled, so it allows for smoother centrifugal airflow. And because of the smoother airflow, you retain the same volume of air, yet the design can be 25% smaller, and it's also slightly quieter as well. This laptop, another myth that people tend to have with thin and light laptops is that, they probably have small batteries and they can't last long. There are actually two versions of this laptop. One is the lightest in the world for a 14-inch business laptop, which is a 33 watt-hour battery that can last 12 hours, or this one, which is only about 100 grams heavier and has a twice as large a battery, which at 66 watt-hour. The 33 watt-hour version can last 12 hours. This one with the 66 watt-hour battery, which is twice as large, can last 24 hours for normal productivity loads. Okay, and what's the point of providing a thin and light laptop if the charger is large? So that's why we designed the charger to be very small, yet it's able to be charged by USB. Another feature of the cooling system is that you can look at these black surfaces. These are actually graphite sheets. Graphite is a very good material for heat dissipation, so that it dissipates the hot spots from the heat generating areas like the CPU and the RAM and the VRMs. Another assumption of thin and light laptops that people have is that, oh, thin and light laptops have very few ports. If you remember, the first thin and light laptops like the MacBook Air only had 1 or 2 USB Type-C ports. But if you look at the B9, it has many ports. There's a Type A here, USB Type A here, and on the other side, it has 2 Thunderbolt 3 ports. It has 1 full-size HDMI video out port, which is very convenient for connecting to TVs or monitors or projectors, which uses very commonly available full-size HDMI port. And if you look at here, this is actually a micro HDMI port. Now this port is not for video out. This is actually to connect this special dongle which we will provide with every unit of B9. This is a adapter to convert the micro HDMI to RJ45, and this is special because this is a dumb RJ45 dongle, meaning that there's no controller in here, and when you connect an RJ45 jack to this adapter, it allows any network enterprise enterprise network to identify the laptop by its own MAC address, which a lot of enterprises require for wired connectivity security. So this is the use of the micro HDMI port. So with these I/O ports, the HDMI and a choice of either one of the Thunderbolt 3 can connect to 2 external 4K displays. So with the 2 4K displays, you can pair it with the full HD display of the laptop itself for a maximum of 3 displays, 2 4K and the full HD one of this. Another feature of this laptop is that although the top is so slim, we put in the most number of microphones into any laptops. 4 of them, 1, 2, 3, 4, which you can see from these tiny little holes here. And we still maintain a webcam. This is one of the slimmest webcams available on any laptop, yet it is high definition and it has infrared capability, so you can use it for Windows Hello facial recognition login. And even though it's so small, we managed to put in a privacy shield which you can close for assured physical security of your camera. Yep. The speakers are also very loud, and in combination with the 4 very highly sensitive mics and the good speakers, it makes it a very good laptop for conference calls. I'm going to show you the UEFI BIOS. Here we go.
There you go.
It's a graphical interface BIOS.
It's more easier to understand even for a non-techie person.
Yeah. So if you remember BIOSes of old, they use the blue screen. You're going to use the keyboard only to navigate and change the settings. This one uses this user interface.
Yeah. So now you can use a mouse.
Yeah, correct. So if you are
Like for BIOS.
if you're IT manager and you have to change settings for a fleet of 10 to several hundred laptops, this is a lot faster.
Yeah, it will be much easier.
Yes. So as you can see, the B9450, just because it's the world's lightest 14-inch display business laptop, it doesn't mean it's weak, it doesn't mean it has few ports, it doesn't mean it's fragile. So as you can see, it's very strong. It provides a lot of connectivity and features and the latest components as well. It's a great laptop for those business users or even consumers who want a great thin and light laptop that lasts for a long time on its battery and performs well.